And, you know, at every protest I've ever been to, every protest I've ever covered, as long as it's a protest that's happening in the English language, everyone I've ever been to or seen, somebody at some point starts up the chant, "This is what democracy looks like," right? We've all heard that so much. It has become like protest wallpaper. It almost feels like generic sentiment, right? This is what democracy looks like. But it is literally true. It is what democracy looks like. Peaceful protest is a core part of democratic action, small d democratic action. And the unromantic, strong, simple truth of the matter is that in our country right now, every small d democratic muscle that we have is flexing. And it turns out that that's way stronger than Donald Trump and way stronger than the worst designs of the Trump administration. United, persistent, earnest, creative, peaceful protests that have not relented for a minute in Minneapolis, right? Everybody from clergy to professional sports teams, to unions, to school parent groups, to school kids themselves, to indivisible groups, to Native American activists, to people who had never previously protested a single thing in their lives. I mean, every day, nevertheless, protesting, demonstrating, telling Trump's agents to get out, never giving them a moment's peace. Spontaneous, instinctual, and then ultimately organized mutual aid, community support, alerting people to the presence of federal agents, walking people's kids to and from school, dropping off groceries to families too afraid for good reason to get out of their house, doing Know Your Rights trainings everywhere, responding in person when people are being attacked or taken, not being afraid when Trump's masked agents turn those very things into life-threatening confrontations, or being afraid but still doing it anyway. And from the ground up, that huge effort by regular people in Minneapolis and people supporting them all around the country, it set everything in motion. And now we are seeing what's called political pushback that is so widespread and that is so relentless and that is so strong, there is no resisting it, even if you say don't believe in democracy. Local elected officials encouraging the peaceful protests, asking people to keep recording everything they can about the behavior of these lawless paramilitaries. You then see local elected officials out among the people. I mean, this was Governor Tim Walz and his wife at a vigil for Renee Good. This past Friday, Senator Amy Klobuchar and her husband at the huge peaceful protests in Minneapolis. We're going to speak with Senator Klobuchar in just a moment. I mean, you have democratic force massed on one side of this issue. And on the other side, they have guns and tear gas and physical brutality and menace and their propaganda about how terrible immigrants are and how terrible, you know, how everybody's against them as a communist or whatever. I mean, that's what they've got. They've got physical force, weapons, menace, and propaganda. That's what they've got on their side. But there is massed, committed, small d democratic force of great resolve against that on the other. And guess which side wins? And so after they killed Alex Preddy on Saturday, we very quickly saw it all fall apart for them. Not because somebody defeated them in physical battle, right? They're the ones who are geared up like the way they're going to win, the way they're going to overthrow this democracy is in some kind of war, right? They can just have just the right military gear and just the right threatening, physical, intimidating force. That'll be how they win, right? That's how they think they'll win. With guns. The people of this country, on the other side, the opponents of that overthrow, the population of this country that is committed to, you know, no kings and there never being a dictator here. They know that the way they're going to win is not with guns, is not in a war. The people on the other side of this fight, they know the way they're going to save American democracy is by using American democratic means to do so. And that means protest and speech and political power. After months of protest, what happened when they killed Alex Preddy? There was a small d democratic flex against which the Trump administration just crumbled.